Today, we're talking about the most famous allegedly haunted Annabelle doll and antiques that could be haunted in your home. Let's talk about it.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It here. I am your host, Alicia, and you are also sitting with my producer, Miss Regina. She is in the background, right? Talking about Annabelle. Well, she
We're
is
talking
an
about Annabelle.
doll, so it does fall along the lines of antiqueness.
Now, Alicia, you wanted to talk about what happened in your basement because,
Yes.
like I say, we're talking about spirits and
Mhm.
things. We're talking about antiques. Yes, that clock was an antique. Like I'm saying, we shouldn't be purchasing antiques because you don't know
Right.
where they come from. But we also have another story, Alicia.
Yep. So I moved over here not too long ago, maybe about a year ago, and I have a camera set up in the basement, facing the door, and I never noticed it. And I never noticed it in the past in my life. I just noticed it now and here. It could be where I'm living at. These are really old townhomes over here, so I don't know. It could be that, but I started seeing orbs in my basement. I didn't even know what they were. Like I had to Google, what is this? What is this I'm seeing? And I found some YouTube videos of people talking about orbs. And I guess orbs are different colors. The certain colors have a certain meaning. I didn't know that. But I started seeing them very frequently, very often. So we have some footage of that.
Okay. Oops. I see it.
Doesn't it look like it's walking past? It stops and turns around.
It's moving. It's going back the other way.
Yeah, back into wherever it's going. Right in front of the camera. They're always in front of the camera.
And this camera is in you. Why do you have a camera in your basement?
Because there's a lot of openings in that basement. And I need to know what's going on down there.
Okay, openings is like a real person could sneak in there, right? Or
Yeah.
something. So you want to catch them. And see, that's
Yeah.
what I always tell people. I'm more afraid of the stuff that you can't see in these ghosts
Yeah.
than more than people. I'm being honest with that.
There's
I'm
a
being
door
honest with
open.
that.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna play this beginning at the beginning again so we can see what's going on here again.
Yeah.
There it is going to the left.
Hmm.
Now it's going to the right a little bit. Now it's like it's saying that like looking at the camera.
Yeah. It's like it's decided, like, should I keep going this way or this way? Or
And I don't want people to think, oh, it's just something down there like somebody with a flashlight. No. And if
no.
you understand this and you believe, you'll see what this is. I was like, don't be playing with us. We know what we're talking about and looking. And I could tell you by factual experience and personal experience, facts
Yeah.
about this stuff does exist.
Yep.
And you don't want, people kind of question a lot of this.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know.
Hmm. Did you have one more to show?
Yes, here's the other one.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. It's going.
There it is.
There it is. There
Goes
it
up to
is.
the right. It comes right up to the right and right through the wall. There it is. See it?
And yeah, I'm replaying it. I'm replaying it. See how
Hmm.
good we have good technology. You can just keep playing.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep playing the spirit flowing in the basement. Okay. So that's enough of the spirit floating in the basement. Okay.
You know what? I really don't know what it is. Okay, so a lot of people say when there's a white orb, it means they're angels. But I guess
Yeah.
there's other orbs like pink and blue, and I don't even know anything about the colors. I stopped at white. I didn't want to dig. With the orbs, I don't feel like they're there to do any harm. They don't bother me. It's in the basement. My washer and dryer's down there. So when I go down to wash clothes, I don't feel anything tapping me, whispering in my ear or bothering me. I really do feel like they are there to protect. I have prayed over my home. I've used anointed oil. Like it's discussed in the Bible. You use anointed oil for many different reasons. In my case, I use it for authority and blessing. So, I've blessed my home, I ask God to remove any impurities or anything that didn't belong, and include my vehicle. I'm driving in that vehicle, so I want to be protected. I just think they're just there to protect.
Right.